72 police officers were forced to separate from the agency. They were internally charged with misconduct, false statements, criminal activities, neglecting their duty, and other offenses. It wasn't for eating donuts on duty, I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen. And if you live in Pagedale, Missouri, you have a problem. Government Slaves reports that not mowing your lawn regularly, having a missing shingle from your roof, or failing to put curtains or screens on your windows can lead to thousands of dollars in fines. And if jail fines aren't paid, these residents, Valerie and Vincent Blount of Pagedale, Missouri, face $1,810 in fines for offenses such as peeling paint, having an overgrown tree, and not recycling. Oh my gosh. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch reports this. Other residents have been fined for having barbecue pits and toys in the front yard, for having basketball hoops in the street, and for not making their children wear bicycle helmets, and for walking in the street. In other words, more laws make for no freedom, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Joseph Watson and economist Martin Armstrong are warning that the elites are fearing bank runs. We'll be back after this 3-minute break. Stay tuned to the Power Hour. This is Joyce Riley.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Did you know some countries are now banning GMO foods? It's true. That's why for quality storable foods, you need ready-made resources. For over 19 years, we've become the name you can trust for thousands of products, like Numana Healthy Food Storage. All Numana storable foods are non-GMO, non-soy, and gluten-free available. Call 800-627-3809 or click ReadyMadeResources.com. Ready-Made Resources. We don't just sell the products, we live it.
Break the bond to Big Pharma. Hi, it's Joyce Riley with the Power Hour to tell you about the powerful benefits of Strauss Heart Drops. Many people today are locked into the routine of taking multiple prescription drugs. Strauss Herb Company believes that everything the body needs is provided by nature. Strauss Heart Drops may clear congested arteries, restore damaged muscle, maintain healthy cholesterol levels, and flush toxins and metals from the body. They may even be helpful in treating varicose veins. And unlike prescription drugs that are packed with chemicals, Strauss Heart Drops are 100% natural and harness the healing power of herbs like garlic, cayenne, white willow bark, and mistletoe. For the full line of Strauss products, I urge you to call the Power Hour at 877-817-9829. That's 877-817-9829. Or visit thepowermall.com. And remember, beware of knockoffs. Get the original. Get Strauss Heart Drops. Welcome back to the Power Hour. Thank you for joining us, caring about your world. We're going to have Perrier joining us in this next hour, and then Wolfgang Halbig on the Sandy Hook murders, alleged murders, at the 10 o'clock or the 9 o'clock hour. But we only have him for about 30 minutes, so we'll talk to him at 9 a.m. Central Time. Investors start to panic as a global bond market crash begins. Economic collapse says that is the financial collapse that so many are expecting in the second half of 2015 already beginning? Many have believed that we would see bond crash before the stock market crashes, and that is precisely what is happening right now. Since mid-April, the yield on the 10-year German bonds shot up from 0.05% to 0.89%. But much of that jump has come this week. Just a couple of days ago, the yield on the 10-year German bonds was sitting at 0.54%. And it isn't just Germany. Bond yields are going crazy all over Europe. So far, it's actually being estimated that global investors have lost more than $500 billion. And there's much more room for these bonds to fall. And in the end, the overall losses could be well into the trillions, even before the stock market collapses. Paul Joseph Watson says that economist Martin Armstrong warns that the financial elite are plotting to abolish cash, but are wary of the public becoming aware of the plan because it could cause bank runs. A meeting to discuss the move towards eliminating physical currency took place at the luxury Mandarin Oriental Hyde Park Hotel in London recently, during which Kenneth Rogoff of Harvard University and William Buter, the chief economist at Citigroup, gave presentations. According to Armstrong, the lack of press coverage was deliberate and intended to avoid sending panic to the people. Danger, red flag, it is time to send panic to the people, which would lead to a massive bank run if people really understood what they're talking about at these meetings. In other words, that's why you have CNN and Fox and MSNBC, ABC, CBS, to keep you from knowing what's really happening. Now listen to this. Remember we were talking about all those billions and billions of dollars spent in a phony war with a green screen terrorist and all the weapons that have allegedly been lost because, oh, we are so stupid and impotent. The U.S. government cannot function. Well, at the time that they're giving away billions of weapons, 47% of Americans would now have to borrow or sell something to cover an unexpected expense of $400. Can you believe that? About half of the people in this country would have to sell something or borrow money to handle an unexpected expense of $400. Well, when are we going to say, what? And yet you can go and lose billions and billions. Oh, just to be exact, 2,300 Humvees, 40 M1A1 bank battle tanks, 74,000 machine guns, 52 howitzer mobile gun systems, 1,000 Humvees, another 1,000 Humvees, and 6 MRAP vehicles, $25 billion to train the Iraqi army, 2,000 AT-4 missile systems now to destroy all that stuff we just mentioned. Unbelievable. And 50% of Americans can't even handle an unexpected charge of $400. Wow. Oklahoma joins Texas in prohibiting local bans on fracking. Well, just keep on having those earthquakes in Oklahoma, and they will. PayPal has a horrifying new user agreement. The company has robocall and auto text users now at will. They created the first BioLimb. They can bring a limb back to life. Oh my gosh, makes you wonder what else they can do. And after this 1 minute, 10-second break, this lawn service is owned by Monsanto in disguise. Let's talk about that after this 1 minute, 10-second break.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, the number 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Early voting, terror plot, no savings. I'm Dirk Van. Presidential candidate Hillary Clinton striking a blow for early voting today. Correspondent Scott Carr says the top Democrat wants to make it easier for working Americans to cast their ballots.
Clinton speaks today at Houston's Texas Southern University, where she's expected to condemn a 2013 Supreme Court ruling that paved the way for states to pass increasingly restrictive laws requiring voters to present government IDs at the polls.
That knife-wielding terror suspect killed in Boston this week may have had plans to behead a conservative activist. Correspondent Mary Maloney.
Law enforcement sources say Osama Rahim planned to behead Pamela Geller, the organizer of a Prophet Muhammad cartoon contest in Garland, Texas. Police killed 2 ISIS sympathizers outside that event after coming under attack.
Wall Street bracing for a sharply lower open, and retirement isn't looking so golden for a large percentage of American seniors. A new study finds 29% have neither retirement savings or a pension. I'm Dirk Van.
Wendy's presents Red in Office Harmony.
So many things to do. Okay, try this Wendy's Fruit Tea Chiller. So refreshing. Pineapple, blueberry, and is that green tea?
Yep, honest tropical green tea. Ready to tackle that inbox now?
I'm on it like sand on a beach.
Wendy's new Fruit Tea Chillers. Handshaken mashups of real fruit purees, juices, and naturally flavored organic honest tropical green tea. Try blueberry, pineapple, or orange mango.
Now that's better.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time.
If you like painting and saving, ask Sherwin-Williams and save 40% on paints and stains during our 4-day super sale, June 5th through the 8th. With 40% off our exceptional paints and stains and 30% off painting supplies, you can give your whole home a color makeover. But hurry, these savings are so super, they won't be around for long. Find your nearest store at sherwinwilliams.com/sale. Retail sales only, some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Good morning. 6:02, Mark Westwood with you on the radio. Taking a look at Inland Empire weather. Little clouds out there. A few clouds. Cloudy nights, patchy fog and drizzle. Lows in the mid-50s, partly cloudy through today and Saturday with little temperature change. Highs in the 70s. Sunny by Sunday, good news, and warmer. So we're going to have one day this weekend that's nice and bright and sunny. Mountains becoming partly cloudy tonight through Saturday. A slight chance of showers Friday afternoon. Windy with occasional gusts to about 35 miles per hour in the mountains. A little cooler with resort highs mostly in the 60s and the 70s. Desert partly cloudy Thursday through Saturday. Winds increasing and gusting to about 40 miles an hour Thursday night. Not quite so warm. Highs in the 80s and 90s. Down at the beaches, partly cloudy in the morning and going to remain that way. Highs around 67. And, cooling. Temperatures have dropped below normal for early June, but, lost degrees will be regained later in the weekend. The moisture plume from Hurricane Andres will pass by Southern California, leaving the morning marine layer as the only hope for some drizzle. Currently 63 degrees at Kcaa as we take a look at Inland Empire traffic. In Ontario, stop and go, 60 westbound between I-15 and Milliken Avenue. The 60 west is slow from the 15 to Haven and again from Mountain to the 57. In Corona, stop and go traffic 91 between I-15 and Main Street. In Corona west is slow in pockets from the 15 to the 241. And in Moreno Valley, slow traffic I-215 northbound between Alessandro Boulevard and Eastridge Avenue and Eucalyptus Avenue. And that's a look at weather and traffic from the only station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
Specialty crop news brought to you today by the Almond Board of California. Find them online at almonds.com. We continue our focus on irrigation for this week's almond update. Ken Shackle, a professor of pomology and plant and water relations at UC Davis, says it's important to keep the weeks after harvest in mind when planning irrigation.
Maybe growers think that when the nuts are on the tree, that's when they need to irrigate, and that once the nuts are off, they don't have to irrigate. And as far as the nuts are concerned, they're right. But as far as next year's crop, they're wrong, because towards the end of nut development in sort of July, August time is when the flowers are developing for next year. And that kind of keeps going until about October, depends on the variety. So there's a lot going on in the tree at that time, and if they just cut the water off, then the trees can go into pretty severe stress, lose a lot of leaves, and lose their ability to develop the flowers for next year, and you'll have a lot lower flowering for next year, and also, even of the flowers that do bloom, there'll be a lot less scent.
Shackle says the last few months of summer are very important for next year's crop.
So it depends on variety, but during that sort of July, August time, September time, that's when the buds are differentiating and getting ready to sort of be flowers for next year. Because in the springtime, when you see the flowers come out, they're pretty much fully formed already by the time the trees go into dormancy in winter. They just basically pop out. That's why they can pop out so quick in the spring, is because they're pretty much fully formed.
He says it's key to watch how much stress the trees are in at the time.
If the trees are sort of in the 20 to 30 bar range at that time, that's moderate stress, and it may not affect the next year's crop too much.
For more on almond irrigation, you can head to almonds.com/growers. I'm Sabrina Hill for AgNet West.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari discusses the benefits of holistic wealth management.
You need somebody to hold your hand, guide you through the ups and downs of the stock market, the economy, and all the zigs and zags of life. That's why we created the wealth management solution, where we take the holistic approach and look at everything that you've got, not just trying to buy that one stock at the very bottom, sell it at the very top, buy those 2 annuities and 2 REITs and call me in 10 years sort of a thing. No, we do it step by step, day by day. It's a process, and we work with you all along the way.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
From the KCAA Community Calendar, I'm Mark Westwood. Everyone's talking about the Third Thursdays in San Bernardino. Rediscover the City of San Bernardino Third Thursday Food Truck Fest. Switch up your lunchtime routine. Try the gourmet food trucks every third Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Court Street parking lot between E and D Streets in downtown San Bernardino. Enjoy delicious, tasty food from the food trucks such as the Slam and Sliders food truck, Farmer's Belly, the Bacon Mania truck, Piaggio on Wheels, or the Greasy Wiener. All kinds of mouth-watering delights, hot off the truck, and plenty to eat. Put an end to dull, boring fast food and truck on over to City Hall in San Bernardino for the Third Thursday Food Truck Fest in downtown San Bernardino. For more info, check out Rediscover San Bernardino's Facebook page at facebook.com/SB Third Thursdays. That's SBTHIRD Thursdays. That's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Mark Westwood.
KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Get all the facts, all you need to know on KCAA Radio, AM 1050.
Good morning, good morning. It's Aaron Brinker.
And Tobin Brinker.
We are on the brink on KCAA AM 1050. It's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
You know what Thursday is? It's almost Friday.
It's true.
I was going to say Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday. Oh, yeah.
At the ballpark, it's Thirsty Thursday.
At the San Manuel Stadium?
Yes.
Awesome. We need to go out to Thirsty Thursday.
I agree.
You know, what better family entertainment than that ball game down there every day when they're in town? Thirsty Thursday, I think it's $2 draft beers if you want to have a beer or a soda. And, it's, I think, $4 or $5 to get in the ballpark.
Inexpensive. Good family fun. And, a lot of times like these midweek games, I like to just pop in for maybe an hour or two. I won't even stay for the whole game,
Yeah.
But you can just pop in, catch a few innings, have some fun.
You get to know some people down there because when you go down there on a regular basis, it's kind of a small, intimate crowd.
Yep.
So everybody knows you. And, you say hello to the folks, have your favorite beverage, and just enjoy yourself.
I agree. Good family fun. So we have a good show? No, we have a great show planned for you today. Of course, we'll be talking about the news of the day, but we'll also be talking with a group of student engineers who have took on a challenge to turn a muscle car into an eco-friendly car. And this is a lot of universities were participating in this, and can't wait to talk to them in the second half of the show. But as I always do, I want to let people know all the ways you can listen to KCAA AM 1050. Of course, you can find us in the Inland Empire at 1050 on the AM dial. You can also, and by the way, I was up on the high desert earlier this week, up in past the Cajon Pass. I was up in Victorville, and I could hear KCAA up on the high desert. So
strong signal.
It was a good signal. Yeah, it was good.
We've added some new equipment.
Yeah, it was. I was impressed.
Beefed things up a little bit here, and of course we won't say what it is because we don't want to tell our competitors what it is. But we did that about a week and a half ago. We've been tweaking it, and the signal just sounds amazing.
It does, and like I said, I got it up on the hill, and I've never been able to do that before. So that was awesome. But if you want to listen online, you can definitely do that at kcaaradio.com, and on our website you can find links to all of our social media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can watch our embedded Ustream feed, or you can click through and watch directly on Ustream. If you've got a flip phone or a home phone and you want to be able to listen that way, you can call 832-999-1050. That's 832-999-1050. If you have an iPhone, you can listen on the TuneIn app. If you have an Android device, you can listen at kcaaexpress.com.
And I got to add a few things here. In addition to our new equipment, by popular demand, I have an announcement to make.
Oh, yeah?
By popular demand, because we just got phone calls the minute we took him off the air and continued to get phone calls. And so we decided to balance things out in the morning a little bit. And starting very, very soon, Imus in the morning is returning to 9 o'clock.
Really?
From 9 to 10.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we will still have Ray Lucia around for an hour. But we decided to make that change because people were just calling and still calling.
People have been listening to Imus for 30 years.
Yeah, and they just wanted Imus back. So we're going to leave them at the midnight hour. Imus is returning at the midnight hour for a little while because then we have something that's going to start very, very soon.
Really?
An agreement has been in the process.
Okay, you can't let us know yet?
Let me just put it this way. I can give you a hint.
Okay.
Art Bell.
That's the hint?
Yes.
You could have said Art. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. That would have been a hint.
That would have been a hint. So that's great.
Very, very soon, Art Bell will be here.
Awesome.
Yes.
Good things happening on KCAA.
Yes, good things all around, let me tell you.
All around, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Tobin.
Yes.
There's some crazy teacher stories.
Oh, my goodness. Teachers are going off the chain right now. It's the end of the school year. They're letting their freak flag fly. We got some weird ones. There's a private school teacher, Aaron, that went on a field trip that maybe the parents weren't expecting. This was for a sex ed class, and they went on a field trip. Now, can anyone guess where you might take your students if you were a sex ed teacher and you want to go on a field trip?
Oh, no, I don't know.
It wasn't a strip club, was it?
It was not a strip club, but close. The sex ed teacher has drawn the ire of parents for taking middle school and high school students.
Wait, middle school? Okay, I don't know where he's going with this.
Middle school and high school students on a field trip to an adult novelty store in Minneapolis.
No.
Yes.
Oh, my.
Now,
oh, my.
This is a private school, not a public school. It's the name of the school is Kcaa Democratic School, and the director, Starry Hedges, took about a dozen students to the Smitten Kitten. That's the name of the store, the Smitten Kitten, last week.
Oh, no.
Right? This is crazy.
Oh, no.
Hedges tells the Star Tribune that she wanted to provide a safe environment for students to learn about human sexual behavior.
What about the classroom?
Right. No, I know. This is just off the chain crazy. Besides offering
the Smitten Kitten?
Yes, the Smitten Kitten.
And what do you think when you're going to entrust your kids to somebody named Starry?
I know.
Okay. Well, your school is Gaia, so I'm guessing, that's Gaia is the Earth
Mother.
goddess, and so they're probably all a little hippy-dippy.
Yes, yes. But this did still cross a line for some parents. Besides offering adult books, videos, toys, and other products, the store also has an educational workshop, which the students attended.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Hedges says that she unfortunately didn't communicate well enough with the parents ahead of time about the trip. Pornographic items were, of course, off limits to the children, Hedges says, but sex toys and other products were definitely visible.
Everything in this store is pornographic.
I know.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Where was this?
Minnesota.
This Minneapolis. Yes.
I can only hear him now.
You know their thing in Minnesota is they call themselves Minnesota Nice. Right? This was a little too nice. A little too friendly.
Can you imagine Junior comes home from school and guess where we went today? You went where? I won't even go into that place.
I wouldn't sign that permission slip.
Well, apparently the permission slips didn't exist.
Yeah. So one parent has withdrawn her daughters, age 11 and 13, from the small school because they were taken on the field trip without his knowledge.
His daughters.
His daughters. I'm sorry.
His knowledge.
Oh yeah, his daughters. His knowledge. Sorry about that. It's
I
not
don't
clear.
blame you for stumbling when you say this because I would have a hard time getting this.
Yeah,
out
my eyes are going a little cross-eyed just reading this stuff because I just can't believe it. Yeah, it's not clear whether the trip broke any laws, though. A city ordinance says that those younger than 18 should not be exposed to sexually provocative written, photographic, printed, sound, or published materials deemed harmful to minors. The Minnesota Department of Education spokesman, Josh Collins, says the state has no authority over the school because it's private. But I don't think anybody would think that going to the Smitten Kitten is a great idea. The K-12 school has a motto that promises academic freedom, youth empowerment, and democratic education. Parents says it only has about 25 students. So it's a really tiny private school.
So if you have 25 students, losing 2 is a big deal.
Uh-huh. They just lost 10% of their student population
Almost.
because of this field trip. Just about, yeah.
7.5%. Yeah, that's wow. Way to go, teacher.
Yeah.
I hope she got fired.
She's the director, right? And in a school that small.
She is the director.
In a school that small, she's the school.
They have to have a board.
I know.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
In no universe is that okay behavior.
Yeah. I mean, I could see like a college class on sexuality doing something like that, but that's adults.
Right.
That's adults.
Certainly not middle school kids.
Oh, heck no.
I mean, you teach middle school. These kids are...
No.
They're too young.
So I'll share with you, because I do teach middle school, and we study the Renaissance, and I do a segment about Renaissance art, obviously, and every year I have a conversation with the students before we begin to look at some of the different Renaissance art pieces, because some of them include nudes.
There's a lot of nakedness in Renaissance art.
Yeah, and before we will ever show them any piece of art from the Renaissance, we have a conversation about the difference between art and pornography, and I gauge their readiness for the exposure to different types of art. And if they don't handle the conversation about the difference between pornography and art very well, they get a watered-down version.
Yep.
I don't give them all of the photos. I don't show them the different art pieces because they're not ready for it. You know?
So it is time for a break.
Yes.
And you're a good teacher. She is not. And... I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are the morning show on the Brink on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
Listen to KCAA Loma Linda for less confrontation and more information.
If you think that none of today's presidential candidates care about people like you, check out Republican Scott Walker. The Wisconsin governor not only cares, he wants to sit down with you, get your ideas, and stay in close touch. No matter who you are, Scotty wants you to join his team so his presidency can be your presidency. Not a Republican? No problemo, amigo. Walker doesn't check your papers. Well, except for that $1 million check you have to write to his super PAC. That's the ticket price for entering Walker's inner circle, where you can discuss your policy concerns and seek personal favors straight from your lips to the candidate's ear. Even if you're a common working stiff, just give $1 million and you're in. Is this a great country or what? Maybe you're wondering what specifically your money buys. Well, Scott's Super PAC even prints out a handy purchasing slip showing that you'll be, quote, an executive board member of the Walkerites campaign. Thus, you'll have 2 private dinners with the man, a Walker staffer dedicated to your needs, special briefings and weekly emails, bi-monthly conference calls, biannual retreats, and best of all, quote, an exclusive executive board pen. Golly, I haven't been this excited or felt so included since the 1950s when I became a member of the Mickey Mouse Club and got my own set of mouse ears. This is Jim Hightower saying, when the Supreme Court descended into the Alice in Wonderland fantasy that corporations are people and money is speech, it was inevitable that American politics would devolve to a frivolous game that shuts out the workaday majority and enthrones a Koch brothers plutocracy sustained by secret money super PACs and whorish candidates like Walker. To help end this corrupt mockery of our electoral democracy, go to democracyisforpeople.org.
Hi, everybody. Ray Lucia here. You know, we just saw the biggest jump in mortgage rates in more than 25 years. So now it's more important than ever to lock in your loan with a professional who has a thorough understanding of this wild mortgage market. That pro, Steve Alladort, the loan financial planner from Rancho Financial. Steve is one of the top 1% of mortgage originators in the entire country. And for years, Steve has worked with me, my family members and friends, and in most cases will close your loan in 30 days or less. Time is critical if you're ready to buy or refi. No one knows where rates will go next. Learn the advantages of working with a direct lender who can fast-track your loan. Steve Alladort can calculate which program is best for you and educate you about all of your options. Call the loan financial planner, Steve Alladort, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070. Or watch Steve's free home loan webinar at loanfinancialplanner.com. That's loanfinancialplanner.com.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the brink at Mark Westwood in the booth on KCAA AM 1050. We're keeping with our education theme today. There's a science teacher in what state is he in?
Florida.
He's in Florida.
Good old Florida.
Well, although I have to say, I happen to agree with this guy.
Yeah.
I really do. A Florida science teacher has been suspended for running a signal jammer to prevent his students from using their cell phones in class. School board members in Pasco County approved Dean Liptak's 5-day unpaid suspension yesterday. Liptak didn't contest the decision. Officials say he activated the jammer in his 5A high school classroom from March 31st through April 2nd. Verizon techs found the jammer, a district rep tells the Tampa Tribune, after they walked the school with a device that could detect a jammer. It honed in on his classroom, she says, the whole time. They thought it was a kid. The whole time they thought it was a kid. Liptak later told school district investigator that he never intended to cause problems. He said that he thought the jammers were allowed as long as they were not intended for malicious purposes. Superintendent Kurt Browning wrote in a reprimand letter that Liptak had potentially violated federal law and that the signal jamming could have potentially interfered with others trying to call 911 during an emergency. Since the incident happened, so many teachers have come up to me and said they were thinking of getting one and using it in their classroom. Liptak wrote to the school. I told them, no, don't do that. They're not allowed. And I have to say, in this article, of course, there are comments, and sometimes the comments are more entertaining than the article itself. The comments are almost universally, I would love one for my classroom, or, why is this illegal? That's crazy. You're a teacher. What do you think?
No, I agree. I think that, I wish they had the technology, and they probably do. They're just holding it back. But the idea to do just extremely localized cell jamming, so that like he thought that it could only go out, you couldn't really go outside your classroom setting. And I imagine there's a variety of businesses that would use that kind of technology if it was available. Movie theaters, they always have to put don't use your cell phone. And we did a story I think you did a story last year where a guy shot someone in a movie theater because he wouldn't put his cell phone down.
Yes.
Right. And so this is something that's going on in our society, and we need to have spaces where you can say no. And it's nice if the powers that be can just push a button and turn off the cell phones.
I actually think, in a movie theater, they should have ushers to eject people who are using their cell phones in the theater.
But even
but you think about the guy who came in and shot up all those people. He's on trial right now.
Yeah.
And, if I imagine it was cell phone calls that called the police as soon as that started.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so if it had been jammed at that point, that would have been bad. But
True.
in a classroom, what do you have on the wall in every single classroom? A telephone.
It's true.
There's a telephone on the wall
Yeah.
in every single classroom. And so if something was happening, you could use the telephone on the wall.
Yeah.
Hey, I wish we could jam telephones around here because, we got people live on the air and cell phones are going off everywhere. And I do it too. I occasionally forget to turn my cell phone down, and I'm on the air and I'm talking and somebody's calling me,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. I put mine on Do Not Disturb.
What struck me about this case, though, with this guy is that the dates you gave, it looked like he only had his jammer on for like 3 days.
Yes.
But he gets a 5-day unpaid suspension, so it's costing him 5 days of salary for doing this. And I think, like you said, most people kind of understand why he did it. It's not like he wasn't doing it with some sort of criminal intent that he was out to to harm people. He just was trying to stop these students from messing around in class on their phones.
Yeah, and I agree with it. I love the idea, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I think all schools should have jammers because, like you said, there's phones on the wall.
There's phones on the wall in every classroom. And I'm in public schools. Every classroom I've ever been in has a phone, either on the teacher's desk or on the wall. And so, but private schools, I don't know.
I'm such a radio geek, that I can tell you exactly where to buy that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, RamseyElectronics.com.
Ooh. Hey, so another guy, though, had done the exact same thing, not a teacher, but had had a cell jammer, and he got fined $48,000 by the Federal Communications Commission. That was the previous year.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah, and so this is a major offense. So if you're thinking about going to, what was that, Ramsey.com?
RamseyElectronics.com.
RamseyElectronics.com.
And don't buy the FM transmitter either.
Yeah, but if you go there, you get a jamming device, you run some serious risk. $48,000 is not chump change.
No, it's not chump change.
So you can actually get in trouble for jamming up cell phones. Huh?
Yeah. Jeez. Verizon's coming after you, man. Big business. They're going to stomp down on the little man.
That's right. Well, that's cutting. They don't care if kids are talking during class. It's cutting into their bottom line.
That's right.
Talking on the phone.
Or and this is even funnier. But if you could just jam like their ability to access the internet on their smartphone, they could still dial out if they needed to get the phone call. I mean, and I know the technology's not there yet, But that's really what the problem is because what happens is these kids are playing their video games primarily,
or texting their friends,
or texting
whatever.
their friends, and you want to just shut that stuff down, So
we have a couple minutes before the break. There's an article about senior pranks. Again, keeping with the education theme today, there's an article about senior pranks, and almost every senior class does some sort of prank. And sometimes they're really funny, and sometimes they're really destructive. Tobin, you want to talk about this one?
So I didn't think this one was all that bad, and I think the school probably handled it okay. But apparently what this senior class at Clearfield High School did
this is in Utah.
They filled up about 1,000 Solo cups full of water, and they placed them in the hallways around the school. Now, what really got them into trouble, though, was the fact that they did it at 2 a.m. in the morning. So they essentially broke into the school to then fill up these glasses of water and do this. And
because they wanted to see it, they wanted people to walk in the morning and see it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. But 12 students actually ended up getting suspended for the break-in and doing this. And there was no damage to the school. It was all cleaned up before classes started. And so the school went in and suspended them. But the good news is, and this is why I think the school handled it right, is they're actually letting these kids walk and participate in graduation. Because I've seen that happen where the kid does the prank and then they don't get to participate.
Right.
And that's always kind of real dicey for me. I mean, it really depends. If it's something violent or something that's caused damage, then yeah, they shouldn't participate. But this is on the silly side,
Yes.
But the pictures of it, I mean, I'm just imagining the kids when they show up and they see this, and they show like people trying to tiptoe their way around the little water glasses and try not, no one wants to stop and pick them up or they want to disturb them. So
we did pranks in school, like for instance, and they can go bad real fast. You have to be careful. We popped a lot of popcorn and filled my band director's office up with popcorn. No, of course, somebody wanted to do it with buttered popcorn. We're like, no,
just regular popcorn.
Yeah, and it didn't do any damage. He even laughed about it. He was like throwing popcorn at us, But
that's fantastic.
At my middle school, we have teachers who like to prank each other, and so this year one of the PE teachers wears these particular style of hats, and they went and stole all of his hats, and the hats were floating around school, and every teacher and every employee got a picture of themselves wearing this guy's hat, and his hat was missing. And then at the end of the year, which was yesterday for us, they did a video slideshow of where the hat had been, and it was hilarious. And it was kind of an homage to this teacher who's been there forever and wears this particular hat.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, is this a prank or is it performance art? Is it an art exhibit? I don't know. I think it's fun. This wasn't destructive. I think.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
That's good, yeah.
Have a laugh. It's a fun prank.
Breaking and entering. Send them to jail.
There you go. So it's time for a break. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Mark Westwood in the booth. This is On the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050, and we'll be right back.
It's Thursday.
Woohoo!
This is KCAA.
California Headline News, more positive economic news for the state with a UCLA economic forecast predicting continued growth, though maybe at a slower rate, 2.5% this year, 2.2% next year.
Not only have we on a numerical basis recovered all of the jobs that were lost in the Great Recession, but we're catching up to our potential as well.
Senior economist Jerry Nicholsberg, a bill that would make it easier to report child abuse advances at the Capitol. Senator Bob Huff says his bill would allow mandated reporters to contact CPS online instead of just by phone.
1998 was the worst year in which some peak hour waits lasted anywhere from 45 minutes to 4 hours.
The bill would also create a pilot program where non-emergency reports of possible child abuse can also be done online. An officer dragged by a car last night during a traffic stop by a gang task force in Daly City. Another officer fired shots at the vehicle. Not clear if anyone was hit. The officer hospitalized. Geico weather, more dry conditions, slightly lower temperatures today. Jeff Scott, California News.
Today, Geico's stuff found in your car takes us under your passenger seat.
Hello, darling. Remember me? That earring you lost? I thought we were close, but then it took 15 minutes to notice I was missing in this ghastly carpeting. That's 15 minutes you could have used to switch your car insurance to Geico and saved hundreds of dollars. Money you could use for new earrings. And wouldn't that be nice? For you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
Times sure have changed since Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. We didn't have video games like today, but that's not to say we didn't have fun. One of my favorite games was Don't Get Kicked by the Goat. Now that's some real excitement, especially when someone lost. Yep, back then we knew two things: how to have a good time, and that Geico was always a good deal.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard for this morning. Patchy fog, cloudy skies becoming mostly sunny with a high near 75. Tonight, chance of showers, mostly cloudy, a low near 52. Friday, chance of showers, partly sunny, high near 74. Friday night, chance of showers, mostly cloudy, a low near 54. Saturday, chance of showers, partly sunny, a high near 77. Saturday night, partly cloudy, a low near 56. Sunday, sunny, high near 86. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low near 58. Monday, sunny with a high near 93. Monday night, mostly clear, a low near 59. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 88. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind. NBC News Radio, AM 1050 KCAA.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
Welcome back. I'm Maren Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show here on KCAA AM 1050. So as we're waiting for our guests to call in, they have not called in yet, there's lots of other stories to talk about. You know, the Duggars have been making the news.
Yeah, you know, we haven't really talked about this story before this, but last night the parents went on television to sort of tell their side. And now that we've sort of heard from both sides, I feel a little more comfortable to kind of talk about this. Before it was just kind of like a media firestorm, and the other side and the Duggars just kind of clammed up. And I didn't feel it was fair to kind of talk about this without having some details and context that the family provided.
So you want to talk about the article?
Yeah, you know, so it started, 2 weeks ago that there was the skeleton burst out of the Duggar family closet. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have opened up now about their son Josh and the molestation scandal in an interview with Megyn Kelly on Fox News. And in the interview, they talk about what they did when they discovered that their oldest son had improperly touched 4 of his sisters and a babysitter. And, one of the things that struck me about this was, he was 14, turning 15 when this stuff occurred. And this was handled that he self-identified himself, that he came up to his parents and told them what he had done. At least that's how it came across in the interview. Now, there's a continuing interview that will be aired on Friday with the 2 older daughters. And I have a suspicion that we're going to hear a slightly different version from them, and that perhaps they also sort of reported what he had done. But it sounds like mostly what he had done was he touched his sisters while they were sleeping, for the most part, over their clothing, and on a couple occasions under their clothing. And this is, of course, inappropriate behavior. And
Indeed.
he was reported to his parents, and it went to the police, and he was charged, and went into therapy, and has a juvenile record. And they were asked questions about were you afraid this was going to come out, and they basically had the opinion that they were told as a juvenile record that this was sealed, and that that this had been dealt with. And by the time they were on television, was 5 years after the event had occurred, and the family had moved on, and and felt like this had been resolved, that this was in their past, and something had happened when he was a young kid, that the kids were all fairly young. And so they're feeling very much victimized now by the media and this firestorm, and it seems as if this was done for political reasons, that this case was opened. And apparently it was a sheriff who was a female sheriff who sort of exposed all this, and she was about to retire, and she wanted to do this before she retired. And so I'm not sure,
So basically it had been handled, and it's not like they were covering it up. They did quite the opposite.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder, what's going to happen now to this sheriff? I mean, did this person break the law by releasing this sealed juvenile transcript? Is this, is that person going to be held accountable? I'll be very interested to hear what the daughters have to say. So this is an interesting story. My heart kind of breaks for everybody involved. I think there's definitely a family tragedy, and they tried to handle it within the family, and then it obviously went out.
Our guest is on the line. I'm absolutely so excited to have this guest on. We're going to be talking with some student engineers from the Eco 3 or Eco Car 3 competition. This is a American Muscle for the Environment. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Is this Barry Martinez from Cal State LA?
Yes, it is.
So excited to have you on. So tell us about yourself. What is your major, and then tell us about the Eco Car competition.
Okay, my name is Barry Martinez. I'm a major in geoscience at Cal State. I'm actually graduating in 2 weeks.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. And I'm part of the Eco Car 3 program. It's North America's premier collegiate competition. It's an advanced vehicle technology competition in which 16 schools compete against each other over a period of 4 years, in which we take a 2016 Chevrolet Camaro and re-engineer it into a hybrid vehicle without losing performance. And it's also sponsored by General Motors and the Department of Energy and some other big-time sponsors, so it's kind of a big deal kind of thing. It's very prestigious and looked at, and gives all the students potential for getting kind of like on-the-job kind of experience while still in college.
That's great. So what criteria will the teams be judged on?
The teams are judged on anywhere from all kinds of different types of engineering, such as electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, systems control, as well as there's also business and communication students in the competition. They're also graded on that as well.
So how excited are you that you and your teammates to be redesigning this classic American car?
Oh, it's very exciting. We were involved in the Eco Car 2 program, in which we did the same thing with a Chevrolet Malibu. And what's even more exciting to be doing it with a Camaro. We haven't exactly got the car on campus yet. We get it towards the end of the year. But as soon as the car gets on campus, the students just come running.
Oh, I bet they do. They do. Does being involved in a competition like this help you when you're out of school and looking for a first job?
Oh, absolutely. It most definitely gives you an advanced chance of trying to get a job. Here at the competition, we have a sponsor social a couple nights ago where students go around and talk with other representatives from other companies and potentially getting jobs and all kinds of stuff like that.
Now, are you looking for jobs in the auto industry? Is that what you're looking, or is this just open doors for a lot of different things?
Well, yeah, there's automotive industry primarily, but there's also other kind of outlets kind of directly linked to it as well. So I'm particularly not really going to be picky on what's offered, but there's a potential for all kinds of automotive-related industry jobs as well as periphery businesses as well.
Well, automotive is definitely big business in the USA.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, what challenges does your team foresee in the competition at this point, and as it moves forward?
The biggest challenges for our particular team is controls and simulations. There's some engineering challenges as well. I'm not exactly an engineer. Obviously, when people ask me engineering questions, I say you must refer that question to the engineer. I'm just a scientist. So I'm actually the geospatial analysis. So what I'll be doing is analyzing the car emissions and gas mileage and so on and so forth for the engineers to improve upon in the car. I'll be creating a network data set through a GIS software that creates a direct data link to the sensors on the car, in which we can analyze emissions and gas mileages in relation to aspect ratios, such as up and down a hill or on a flat surface, as well as road conditions such as pavement or dirt, rain, and so on and so forth.
So tell me about what you've learned through this process. And that just sounds fantastic.
I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I'm a scientist. I have a science background, but I'm around all these engineers. It feels like I'm getting a minor in engineering, actually.
Well, maybe you should.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell us a little bit about who is on your team. How many team members do you have, and what majors are represented, and that sort of thing?
We have probably about 40 members of the team. There's about 13 here. There's let's see, maybe about half and half grad students and undergrad students. The leads on the team are mainly grad students. They range from mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, communications majors. I'm the only geoscience major. Some other business majors, marketing majors, a couple graphic design majors. So it kind of incorporates the whole schmeal.
So Barry, with you graduating so soon, are you planning to continue on as a grad student then?
Yeah, I'm actually starting grad school in September at Cal State. So I'll be I'm lucky enough to probably be in on this competition the whole 4 years.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, and what happens to the car when it's all over? Do you guys get to keep it?
I think it's donated. No, but we do have the Malibu in the car still, so I think it's kind of donated to the school, kind of like transferred over. Obviously, we can't sell it or directly sell it or give it away because there's student liability issues because we aren't pros, we're just students. But GM and the other companies get a lot of great ideas from students doing these kind of competitions, and it's reflected over into their pool of how they engineer cars.
If I see your university president driving around in a tricked-out Chevy Malibu or a Camaro for the next one, we're going to know what happened to that car.
Well, you know what? Here's the interesting thing. You know, each school has their own kind of specific consumer or target market, and where we're kind of standing out is that we're targeting law enforcement agencies. So we're actually painting our Camaro black and white.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now, have you had law enforcement people come in and talk to you all, as you're designing this car about what they need and what they're doing?
Yeah, we briefly talked to the LAPD, but they're more interested whenever they get the car. So whenever we get the car to talk with us more. So. But they're calling me to do another presentation. I'll have to run right now.
All right, so you got a heart out. I'm so excited that you were with us today, and I hope that as this moves forward, that you all will call us again and keep us updated about what's going on, because this is absolutely fantastic that you all are doing this.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely, and you can check us out more on our website at www.ecocar3.org, where it has a link to all the separate universities, as well as there's an EcoCar 3 app you can download as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we've been talking with Barry Martinez from Cal State LA about this EcoCar 3 competition. Barry, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good day.
You too. Wow, that is exciting.
He just opened up this whole new policy realm for me.
Yes.
You know, I'm a policy wonk, and police cars that are eco-friendly.
Yes.
Think about how much money cities could save, Aaron.
Seriously. Well, we have to take a break. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, that morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
The Osgood File, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. To find an independent agent near you, visit AutoOwners.com. This is Dave Ross, in for Charles Osgood. The most powerful man in soccer walks away, with investigators not far behind. More after this from Charlie. It only took 4 days for the most powerful man in the world of soccer to go from the thrill of victory to the humiliation of self-removal. Sepp Blatter, the head of the World Soccer Association, known by the initials FIFA, decided to resign despite just being reelected to a fifth term. Or, if I understand soccer correctly, he essentially called himself offsides after scoring what looked like the winning goal. Here's part of his statement through a translator.
FIFA needs a profound restructuring. Although the members of FIFA have given me a new mandate, they have re-elected me as president. This mandate does not seem to be supported by everybody in the world of football.
Sounds like he finally checked his email. Nobody's quite sure what made him change his mind. Maybe he was embarrassed about making that video where he defended himself waving a headline from The Onion, not realizing it was satire. Or maybe he was spooked by the most recent reports from the investigation. There was a report that last week's federal indictment alleging $10 million in bribes to senior soccer officials might include evidence leading directly to FIFA headquarters, although nobody has drawn a direct link to Mr. Blatter. However, Glenn Gerstner, who chairs the Department of Sports Management at St. John's University, says we've only seen the tip of the iceberg so far.
We're probably going to get a lot more information once they've all raise their right hand and have to testify under oath.
And as for the fans?
Even with the amount of money, the tens of millions of dollars that are being thrown around, I think when the games get played, the fans forget about all that. They root for their country, they root for their club, and it really isn't something that they spend a lot of time worrying about.
Scarves up, everybody. The Osgood File, Dave Ross on the CBS Radio Network.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the brink on KCAA AM 1050. Mark Westwood is in the booth.
Hello.
Playing the 80s tunes today.
Just feeling it today, I tell you.
I want to go back to high school.
Yeah, and you know, it just kind of reminded me of something. I got to share this real quick with you. A new TV network on, broadcast. You could still put like a clothesline antenna on your house in a lot of places and get broadcast TV, which I do up in New Kaipa. And there's a new channel on 13.2, which is KCOP 13.2, called Buzzer. And it's a game show network, all game shows. And last night I watched a show called Tattletales. Do you remember that show?
Vaguely.
It was with Bert Convy. And they had all these celebrity guests. They had 3 celebrity guests, their husbands and wives, and they had these little TV screens, and the husbands and wives would go back in the back of the stage, and they'd ask questions and see if they would guess them right, the right way. It was like Newlyweds with celebrities. Anyway, it was kind of fun. Phyllis Diller was on there.
Oh, she's a hoot. Or she was a hoot.
William Shatner and his wife. Yeah, it's really kind of a cool thing.
Tattletales. I wonder if you can get that on Netflix.
I don't know.
I bet you could.
I bet you could. I don't think I ever... I'm not a big game show fan. Most of many of them are just plain silly. But
I also watched Match Game 78.
Now, I loved Match Game because there you had really just talented people, and I enjoyed it because it was just funny.
Yeah.
It was just a funny show.
Buzzer, that's what it's called. And there's a new network called Decade, CBS produces, which is really, really cool. They take a year. Each day they take a year, like 1969. They play all the shows from 1969, and they have like a Charles Kuralt kind of guy. I don't remember what his name is. And he talks about the year and what happened in that year, and they play news clips and everything else. So it's like a day-long thing. The other day was 1969, and they had the Doris Day show on. I was like,
wow.
Cool. Okay.
Kcaa, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. Okay. Only I would enjoy this, right? Okay.
No. I mean, it actually sounds interesting. It does. It sounds interesting. I'm actually a complete Anglophile when it comes to what I choose to watch on Netflix. I watch a lot of shows from the UK.
If they don't have a British accent, she's not watching
That's not true. I just enjoy the shows. I enjoy the British sense of humor. I enjoy...
British men, probably, huh?
If I want to get her attention at home, I have to put on the fake accent.
You do not.
Just to get her to listen to me.
Okay.
Really?
This little role-playing thing
I'm
happening
just saying.
here, huh?
No.
I'm just saying.
No, but I do enjoy...
The kids call her Mummy.
They do not.
Mummy.
They do not.
It's tea time, Mummy.
I actually do like tea, but no.
When they're sucking up, they call her Mumsy.
They do not. Mumsy? Oh, my gosh. Does that sound pretentious or what?
Oh, my dad used to make up stories about my mom, too. It used to skin her goat.
It's like, oh, my God.
Where did this come from,
I
Dad?
know. He just made that up right now. All right. Well, speaking of the UK,
I told you.
are you a Harry Potter fan?
Harry Potter.
Do you like Harry Potter? Have you watched the movies?
Love
read the
Harry
books?
Potter.
Love Harry
We should
Potter.
all talk in British accents right now.
No, because we will sound like pretentious idiots if we do.
Oh, but we'll have fun.
So, Tobin, you want to talk about the latest in the saga of Harry Potter?
So this is, my son who just adores these books and adores the movies. He knew all this stuff way before I did. And so I brought this up. I'd never heard of it. But apparently there's going to be a spin-off movie to Harry Potter. And the main character is a guy, the character's name is, the actor's name is Eddie Redmayne. And the name of this spin-off is The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And it's a trilogy based on a book that was central to the Harry Potter saga.
It's a textbook.
Yeah, it's a textbook that they have at the school. And so we're going to follow this character who is going to, the character's name is Newt Scamander.
No, Scamander.
What she said. And he discovers magical creatures around the world and documents them in his book, Fantastic Beasts. And that's a textbook that Harry and other Hogwarts students used in the movie. And the script is being written by by J.K. Rowling herself. And longtime Potter director David Yates will return to direct this movie. And it just sounds fascinating to me. And it's interesting because this is not a character or a way that I would have thought them spinning this off. I would have thought they would have picked one of the other students or some other thing like that. And so this is just very interesting to me. And I think it's going to go in a very interesting direction. And I'm kind of excited. And this is going to hit the theaters in November of 2016. So not that far away, just about a year from now. And I don't know, I find it fascinating.
We're going to have Star Wars and Harry Potter out at the same time.
I know.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
Why?
It'll be awesome. I think it's interesting. I mean, I thought about if they did a reboot and told the story from anybody else's perspective, who would be interesting? I think Minerva McGonagall's perspective would be very interesting.
Yeah.
And I think Hermione Granger's perspective would be interesting because, I think that she worries very much about Harry and what, she sees the world as being very black and white. And, it'd be interesting to see how she views him and his decisions and what he does and how many times he puts himself in danger and all of that.
Yeah.
So,
well, I also think that Neville Longbottom might have been a good one too.
Yes.
Because they hint in the books that he was almost Harry Potter. Like there was a potential that depending on how things had gone, he could have been
yes,
the one.
The one. It's true. Well, and he ended up being one of the bravest characters in the book.
He did.
And which was quite something. So, and the actor is really gorgeous now. And so, I'm sure women would like to buy tickets to see him in anything.
Aaron, I am so bothered by what you just said. We watched him grow up on
Harry
the movies.
Potter.
I know, no, but you know
Come
what?
on.
They actually he has changed so much, and he went from kind of a goofy little kid to this very handsome man that now it's called his name is a verb, Neville Longbottoming. The character because it means that you're an ugly duckling and you've become gorgeous.
Did you hear that Freudian slip in there? Long body. I heard it.
Longbottoming.
Did you not hear that?
Neville Longbottoming.
It's disturbing.
Yes.
It's disturbing all these middle-aged women that are
hot
lusting
for Harry.
after for.
Okay, I don't know that there's all of. I mean, you can notice if somebody's attractive.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
You know,
he's
That's
a good-looking
very
kid.
true.
He's a good-looking kid. He's still a kid.
He is still a kid. He still is
So,
a kid.
Our theme today has kind of been education-related stuff, and I had to drop in one last one because this one just was so far off the scale for like behavior and so forth. A family was actually served arrest warrants for disturbing the peace at a high school graduation.
Wait, what?
They were given arrest warrants.
You must be a redneck when.
Oh God!
Yeah,
how loud were they?
Well, and they actually have a video. And I didn't think it was all that bad, but apparently the school has a history of people just really misbehaving at their graduation ceremonies. And so the superintendent had made like all kinds of pronouncements and in the program and as they were walking in the door and you can't do this, you can't do that. And these 4 people violated that rule. They were shouting out and being loud and obnoxious. And so they They got slapped, and so
Ooh-wee, Billy Bob, you're the first one to graduate.
So here, let me get this to you. 4 people who cheered allegedly excessively for their loved ones at a high school graduation ceremony in Senatobia, Mississippi.
There you go.
Say they have now been slapped with excessive punishment. 2 weeks after her niece walks across the stage at Senatobia's high school graduation ceremony on May 21st, Ursula Miller received a warrant for her arrest for disturbing the peace. And all she said she did was call out the name LaCadra, just like that. And there's a $500 fine if she doesn't appear in court. And another one, Henry Walker waved a towel and yelled, "You did it, baby," to his sister. And of course, they're saying, we were there to celebrate, and they can't afford to pay these court costs. The superintendent thinks that he needed to send a message, though, and so he did this. And I think it's kind of excessive,
I think it's ridiculous. It reminds me of the story that we told recently about the crazy principal in Florida who, said, look at all the black people are leaving. They think that the graduation is about them. They think it's about, I don't know. They try to control people's behavior. They think it's about them. I think it's excessive.
I think it's excessive too, but it's kind of funny.
Go Billy Bob!
Yeah.
Go Billy Bob!
Well, it is Thursday, so everybody enjoy your Thursday. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Mark Westwood in the booth. We are on the brink on KCAA AM 1050. Have a productive and fun day today.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 a.m.
Harry's in. Pentagon snafu. Dish deal. I'm Dirk Van. The ranks of Republican presidential candidates adding another today when former Texas Governor Rick Perry throws his hat in the ring. Correspondent Sarah Murphy says Team Perry planning to get it right this time.
They really want to introduce Rick Perry with his bio this time. They want you to know Rick Perry, the Air Force veteran, Rick Perry, the successful governor, Rick Perry, the family man who came from humble roots and a rural town.
Meantime, the Jeb Bush campaign planning to make it official June 15th. The Pentagon trying to get to the bottom of a blunder that saw a military lab send live anthrax samples to more than 50 labs in 17 states. Correspondent Barbara Starr.
The Pentagon saying there is no health threat to the general public, but they certainly have to figure out if any of the lab workers that came into contact with this material are facing any problem.
And another communications mega merger in the works. Dish Network in talks to merge with T-Mobile, the 4th largest wireless carrier in the U.S. I'm Dirk Van.
Wendy's presents Red in Office Harmony.
So many things to do. Okay, try this Wendy's fruit tea chiller. So refreshing. Pineapple, blueberry, and is that green tea?
Yep, honest tropical green tea. Ready to tackle that inbox now?
I'm on it like sand on a beach.
Wendy's new fruit tea chillers. Handshaken mashups of real fruit purees, juices, and naturally flavored organic honest tropical green tea. Try blueberry, pineapple, or orange mango.
Now that's better.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time.
If you like painting and saving, ask Sherwin-Williams and save 40% on paints and stains during our 4-day super sale, June 5th through the 8th. With 40% off our exceptional paints and stains and 30% off painting supplies, you can give your whole home a color makeover. But hurry, these savings are so super, they won't be around for long. Find your nearest store at sherwinwilliams.com/sale. Retail sales only, some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Good morning, 702. Mark Westwood getting with you here. Taking a look at Inland Empire weather. Well, it's going to be a little drizzly, a little rainy. Not a whole lot of rain, though. We got a hurricane passing by way off the coast, and unfortunately, we're not going to get much rain from it, but we are going to get some little bit of drizzle, a little bit of moisture, a little bit of wetness in the morning on your windshield, but just little bits. Mostly cloudy, patchy fog, drizzle, lows in the mid-50s, partly cloudy tonight as well. In the mountains, the same show, but with winds to about 35 miles per hour. Deserts, partly cloudy Thursday and Saturday. Winds increasing and gusting to 40 miles per hour on Thursday night. Beaches, late night, early morning low clouds, lots of drizzle, lots of moisture, same show. Highs around 67. Currently 63 degrees at KCAA. As we take a look at Inland Empire traffic, We've got traffic out in the 91 westbound, I-15 on Main Street, and that's from Arlington to Central. And from the 71 south, from Euclid to the 91 in Corona. Stop and go traffic. I-15 northbound between Temescal Canyon Road and, well, Warwick Road. That's right, Temescal Canyon Road and Warwick Road. And then also in Moreno Valley, stop and go traffic. I-215 northbound between East Ridge Avenue, Eucalyptus Avenue, and Highway 60. This weather and traffic report brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Winston Churchill's words stirred his country in the face of defeat. Today, they inspire us to reach for our own victories and commitments. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Listen to KCAA Loma Linda for less confrontation and more information.
Hi, everybody. Ray Lucia here. You know, we just saw the biggest jump in mortgage rates in more than 25 years. So now it's more important than ever to lock in your loan with a professional who has a thorough understanding of this wild mortgage market. That pro, Steve Aladort, the loan financial planner from Rancho Financial. Steve is one of the top 1% of mortgage originators in the entire country. And for years, Steve has worked with me, my family members and friends, and in most cases will close your loan in 30 days or less. Time is critical if you're ready to buy or refi. No one knows where rates will go next. Learn the advantages of working with a direct lender who can fast-track your loan. Steve Aladort can calculate which program is best for you and educate you about all of your options. Call the loan financial planner, Steve Aladort, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070. Or watch Steve's free home loan webinar at loanfinancialplanner.com. That's loanfinancialplanner.com.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find